Welcome back to the Devilier podcast. I'm here with Tyler, Devin, Milt, Wyatt, Nick, and I'm JT. All right, here we go. Today, Super Bowl 2015, Super Bowl 49. What do you guys think?
I think it's primed to be an instant classic. JT, you got two of the best teams in probably the last decade facing off against each other. What more could you ask for?
Last 3 years, not the last decade. Seahawks haven't done anything except for the past few years. When you get Russell Wilson and the entire new organization come together, they're doing well.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
I think that this year is honestly the year that the two best teams are in the Super Bowl. I mean, there were some issues on both sides, some controversy on both games, but the two best teams made it to the Super Bowl this year.
Second year in a row, the two number one seeds have made it to the Super Bowl. Only third time since '93.
The number one seeds, the best team in the regular season. You know, I think they deserve to be in the Super Bowl.
So what do you guys think? What are you guys expecting for this kind of game? Obviously, you're gonna be seeing some high-powered offense from New England. You're gonna see some hard-hitting defense from Seattle.
That's what I was just about to hit on. That it's going to be great seeing a offensive firepower versus defensive firepower. It's going to be interesting to see who can come out with that.
Yeah, something's obviously got to give.
A lot of people are saying something about it being a really low-scoring game, but I don't see it being that way because I don't think even as good as the Seahawks defense is, I don't know if they can necessarily stop all the weapons that the Patriots have. But
And same thing with the Seahawks offense. I mean, Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch have been great all year except for Russell Wilson in the last game with 4 picks. But I think he'll turn it around. He'll be able to challenge the Patriots defense and make it a close game.
Can we just call this college national championship part two? I mean, if you really think of it, you've got a high-powered offense against a high-powered defense. What it's really going to come down to is I'm already screwed up, is the Seahawks offense against the Patriots defense. Neither one has the top in that area, so that's really what the game's going to come down to.
They always say defense wins championships, but I think New England's going to pull this one out.
With the experience that Tom Brady had, he's going to obviously be a Hall of Famer. I just think he's ready to win another one. And who knows? I mean, Seattle's defense has been good all year, but I feel like someone's got to give, and this year's Seattle's got to.
Well, think about it this way. Tom Brady's starting his record 6 Super Bowl. 6 Super Bowls in a whole career.
1/3 of the time in his career he's been to the Super Bowl.
That's pretty ridiculous.
and I think everything's been kind of dialed down, like the actual game. Like I don't really see as much hype about it because
all the controversy.
Everything else holding it down, like the deflation thing, which I don't see as being a big deal because they beat him by
there seems to be
points.
There seems to be a lot of distractions. No one really focusing on the game, the aspect of the game itself. I feel like everyone's revolving around. All right, so should New England really be in the Super Bowl? They cheated. All this controversy.
Even with the inflated balls, they would have won. They destroyed them.
I'm a Patriots fan, but I would have been upset if it was like a 3.7-point game. But when you win by 30, 40 points, there's not really a thing you can blame it on there.
And then usual media days for Super Bowls talk about mainly the game, but it's been focusing on things like Marshawn Lynch's one-word answers
and the deflation.
Richard Sherman being mean to the media. It's nothing about the game really. That's
and it's no one exactly like you said. Like no one knows what's going to happen because we haven't talked about what's going on. It's all just about the outside stuff that people feel is having an effect on the game, but really it's just things being blown out of proportion, to be honest with you.
But I feel like this year it's almost a boring Super Bowl. Really think about it. You know exactly what you're going to get out of both teams.
Yeah.
Seahawks were there last year. Like last year, we had no idea what we were going to get out of the Seahawks. Where everybody's like Broncos, high-powered offense. We're ready to go. We did no idea what we were going to expect at either team last year. This year, we know what we're going to expect out of both sides. So it's kind of like, all right, let's just let them play, see what happens. There's no big turns or twists in this year.
That's very true. Go ahead, Devin.
There seems like there was, like you said, it's college football part 2. There was more hype for the college football game, national championship, than there is for this, and this is a Super Bowl.
What's so great about this Super Bowl, what I think is going to make it a game for the ages, I should say, there's history on both sides. Tom Brady's going for a record 4th Super Bowl ring. Seahawks are trying to be the first back-to-back Super Bowl winners since the Patriots back in 2005. So I think either whichever team comes out on top, it's going to be it's history in the making.
I think just in the past, it's been kind of like one team's been favored really heavily. This is a very even Super Bowl. Like they're getting picked on both sides. Seahawks are going to win a repeat, or the Patriots are going to win their fourth
in the last
Brady.
15.
So I mean, it's whoever you really want to choose. You can either look at the Seahawks' tough defense or the Patriots' fast-paced offense. It's up for grabs, I think.
Now, Wyatt, I know you're a Seahawks fan. I'm a Patriots fan.
Let's keep it clean, boys. Let's not punches.
Are you just about as excited as I am to see the Seahawks defense stack up against Rob Gronkowski?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do against Rob Gronkowski. I mean, whoever they put up against him, it's really a mismatch. He's the best tight end, one of the best tight ends ever, definitely the best in the NFL right now. I don't know who they're going to match up with him, but it's going to be really tough. That's their biggest
Richard Sherman.
question.
I think they're gonna put Cam Chancellor.
They are
Yeah.
going to put Cam Chancellor against him. I really want to see how physical he can take
Oh,
it.
that's gonna be a friggin' brawl.
Especially because usually when the Patriots when they use Gronkowski on the usually in the red zone, they throw him out on the outside so they can just go up and destroy any cornerback that's on him. But if they try to line him up on the outside and put Cam on him, it's going to be really difficult for him doing what he usually does because Cam's 6'5", Cam's 6'6", just almost as big as Gronkowski, probably almost as physical, just not as big obviously, but I'm sure it'll be a very physical matchup.
Another matchup I'm interested in seeing is Earl Thomas and Julian Edelman because they're both small guys, both really fast.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas is a really good defending safety, and that'll be tough for.
I really want to see how good Julian Edelman is going to do because he had an amazing season and almost 92 receptions on the season. He almost had another 100 reception season. He had over 1,000 receiving yards. He's obviously a big part of their offense. I just want to see how the defense is gonna shut him down because no defense usually seems to have an answer for him either because he's an amazing wide receiver on third down.
And what's interesting about these teams is that both of them have one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL. So I want to see how if Brady and Wilson actually challenge Richard Sherman and Darrelle Revis, or are they just going to throw away from him?
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady's gonna attack Richard Sherman early to see
think
if
he is,
he's.
too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to, and I think you're going to see Richard Sherman really get shown up in this Sunday's Super Bowl. But the big thing is you look at Gronkowski, in the majority of the games, where do they always hit him? They hit him on deep post right in the middle of the field. It's his main pass. That's where they always hit him. That's where you always see Gronk do his big plays. If Seattle can actually be the first team to realize that and shut it down, who knows? Maybe you shut Gronk out of a game.
See, but even if they do shut Gronkowski down, they've got the rest of the Patriots' offense to go after.
Exactly.
Can they shut down the entire team, or are they just going to try and shut down one guy?
And that's the thing too with New England. They have guys that they can look to in any single position. They have depth at wide receiver. They have Edelman, they have Amendola, who's playing really good this season, or at least I should say in the postseason, not in the season. They have Brandon LaFell. He's probably going to be he's one of my Super Bowl X factors this year. I think he's going to have a really good game. And then on the running back side, they have Shane Vereen. He's a really good receiving back. I think Tom Brady's going to use him a lot really early. I want to see how Jonas Gray's going to do if he's going to have a big game, and I definitely want to see how LeGarrette Blount is going to do against their defense. I think he's going to run all over them.
I mean, you can say that the other way around, though. The Seahawks have a lot of weapons on offense that no one really talks about. You have Russell Wilson, who had one bad game, but he's played really well all year. Marshawn Lynch, one of the best running backs in the NFL. You have receivers like Doug Baldwin. You have Jermaine Kearse. You have Lockett. You have a lot of weapons that no one talks about because they're just worried about the defense. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do against the Patriots as well.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Why I was thinking the same.
Seattle's I think if Seattle's going to come out on top, they're going to. I personally think that they're going to make all their plays on the ground because they have Wilson. He's going to make a lot of plays on his feet right off the get go, and Marshawn Lynch is going to pound for pound every single yard. He's gonna.
He's gonna what?
Well, what do you guys think? And what do you guys predictions? Anybody? What do you guys think?
I'm gonna start that off.
All right, I'll start. I'm gonna go with 27-23 Patriots.
And then followed by MVP. Who do you think is going to be MVP?
I'm gonna go with Julian Edelman.
Wow.
Yep.
Bold prediction.
All right, I'm going 24-21 Patriots with, just because I'm a Gronkowski fan, Gronkowski is the MVP.
I'm going 28-21 Seattle. I think Marshawn Lynch, MVP.
Okay. I'm going to go 24-23 Seahawks, and then I'm going to go Russell Wilson as the Super Bowl MVP.
All right. Well, after all my research and all my everything going on for this season, I think the final scoreline for the game is going to be 34-21 New England. Tom Brady gets Super Bowl MVP number 3, ring number 4, and goes down as the greatest quarterback of all time.
I don't know about that.
That's a different
Could be if
Not
he
the
wins.
greatest. One of the greatest for sure, but not the greatest.
JT?
I say 35-31 New England. Tom Brady closes out his career with a final Super Bowl MVP.
I can see it.
I tell you what, man, this is going to be a great game. Both sides of the ball, you got great players on either side. That's a great thing to see, man.
Okay, John Gruden.
Well, anything else you guys want to add? I just think that we're
It's-
primed.
it-
We're
It's
primed.
gonna be a good
We're primed for an instant classic. That's all I gotta
This is gonna
say.
be the first Super Bowl in a while, or the last couple of years. That's actually, I think, gonna be a really competitive and fun game to watch. The past couple of years have been
Yeah.
the second half. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna watch something else. But
Hopefully
I
some
think you're
good
gonna be
commercials
engaged.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely gotta make an improvement on those from last year.
And Katy Perry is the halftime.
Katy
Oh,
Perry.
yeah. That's what I'm most excited
That's
for.
that's so important. But okay.
Anything else you guys want to add?
Go Seahawks.
Go Hawks.
All right, we'll see you next time on the next Devilier podcast.